going on, guys? Back at you again. So, it's in the afternoon here. Um, so I had my therapy session today, and I haven't had it for like 4 weeks now. Um, again, um, you know, to deal with the stuff that we deal with on a daily basis, it's good to talk to somebody and get it all out on the table. Um, but I've noticed lately that I've been feeling a whole lot better. With life in general and just my job in general. Like we deal with a lot of people on a daily basis. It's my job. I'm not complaining or anything. I love it. And but to hear everybody else's stories and things that they're dealing with on a daily basis puts a lot of that on us, and for us to just pretty much bottle that up inside and not talk about it, it it tends to put a lot of stressors on us and makes us depressed, which is the reason why law enforcement and corrections uh, have a high rate of suicide. Unfortunately, that's just the way um, it is, and same with we're paramilitary. The military, they deal with this a lot too. The statistic rate of suicides with them, depression is very high as well. You put a person, a normal person, into high stressful situations all the time, seeing combat, being fired upon, shooting towards enemies. That in itself is a lot to handle on a person's mind, and to be able to talk about it, you can get it out, you can release it and get it in front of somebody else, because outside looking in is a lot better to understand it than being inside and looking at yourself, because you view yourself as being okay, and not uh, not knowing that there's an issue there um, can turn into a bad situation, and you don't want that. So you know again, if my law enforcement family out there, there's people that are watching my YouTube channel and are dealing with the same thing, please go out and get help, man. Girls, uh, what it's not normal for a person to feel like that and bottle everything up like that. Friends and family, it's excuse me, sorry. I only got like 3 hours of sleep last night. Couldn't fall asleep. So, um, friends and family, talking to them, yeah, that's awesome. Um, and a lot of people, friends and family, they can give some good pointers, but they don't understand um, the type of things that you've seen, because they've never seen it themselves, unless you talk to another fellow um, coworker, or another um, person, that another law enforcement officer who works in the line of duty, military. You know, anybody that has firsthand knowledge, or is has a professional license, and to talk to people, and a therapist. Go see a therapist. I mean, my insurance company pays. They pay for it. It's there for a reason, because statistically and throughout the decades, the researchers have found that offering that type of stuff to law enforcement officers is beneficial. And if you don't do it, um, you should. Uh, I'm not going to knock anybody. I'm not going to try to make people make a decision. But if you feel like you're unwanted or more or less sad. You find yourself not doing your normal routines, or you're not going working out anymore, or just not eating. Those are signs of depression, and you should definitely go talk to somebody because that's not normal and it's not healthy. Get yourself healthy and get yourself back in line and be productive. I'm so fortunate to have my wife, who is a good support system. My family love me dearly. I have a niece and nephew who love me a lot. I don't get to see them a lot. They don't live too far away, but they're busy with sports like I was when I was in high school. Well, actually, I started off when I was 4, so I started playing hockey when I was 4 years old. I got my first pair of skates. They were figure skates. I had a pond outside my house. I shoveled off. My dad shoveled off for me, and I'd go out there and skate for hours on hours upon hours. My mom and dad had to beg and plead for me to come inside. I just loved skating. I loved playing hockey. I liked the competitiveness, the camaraderie, the team aspect. That's some of the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing today. Because there is no I in team. You have people there to back you up, and going to calls, helping other people out with making the right decisions, coaching people. I enjoy it, and I'm I don't. I've been doing this about 8.5 years. I mean, altogether between corrections and law enforcement, and I enjoy guiding people in the right path, or trying at least, giving them some tools for them to use. So, um, again, I'm off duty today, going back to work tomorrow, working an overtime shift. So I'll be on tomorrow, and I told you that I wanted to start this YouTube channel with following me around in my daily life as in law enforcement and off duty as well. And I haven't done it off duty yet, and I don't want to make these videos extremely long, but I can talk and talk and talk and talk and talk all day long. And I really need them subscribers and comments. And sorry guys, Snapchat people just going off here. So I recently just found out my wife's uncle had a heart attack. No one knew, no one told us. He was in the hospital, and I mean he's fine. He's still with us. Had a couple of stents put in. But see, I mean, it's just goes to show, being in our world, we don't know what's going on around us other than what we deal with on a daily basis, which is working. And unfortunately, you go off duty, you're never off duty. And I don't think people out there understand that. They think, cops are mean, and all they want to do is ruin people's lives. And well, there's a reason why law enforcement, police were developed. And if we didn't have law enforcement or military, what would this world be? Just put that in your mind. What would this world be like if we didn't have someone or people out there policing people? I mean, I understand the whole constitutional rights and all that, but listen, this world would be mad crazy if we didn't have referees out there. You know what I mean? So if you guys have any questions you want answered, anything that pops up in your head, please comment me. I'll comment. I'll try to answer your questions as best of my ability. And I really enjoy being asked questions. Just please don't ask me if I know somebody. That's the one thing I always get all the time. Hey, do you know so and so who works for so and so agency? No, I don't. Not all cops know everybody. Other cops, you know what I mean? I only know people who I went to the academy with, and the agencies I frequently go around to, which is one, two, three, four, five different agencies around my area that I don't frequent them all the time. Um, Mainly one department I used to work for, which is right here in Hollowell and Gardner, which I grew. I went to school in Gardner. Gardner graduate. Go Tigers. 2005. Um, which all 4 years we went to state championships for hockey. We never won, but we'd get to the end and we get our butts handed to us. But Class B, that's what we were. Class B. I think we still are. My niece and nephew are going to the same high school I went to. My sister went to. Their father went to. And my little nephew Owen, he plays football. Really enjoys it. I tried to get him to play hockey. My brother-in-law tried. My brother-in-law's a hockey player too. He played hockey in high school. Tried getting him to play, and my nephew says to my brother-in-law, "Dad, there's only one hockey player in this family, and that's you, Dad." So he enjoys playing football. That's him. I'm not gonna make him do something he doesn't want to do. He really loves football, and he's progressing. He's getting better. He's on varsity this year, freshman year. He didn't play a whole lot, but he got to play. Um, his heart's in it. That's his desire. Go for it, kid. My niece, Leah, she plays field hockey. She loves it. She does a good job at it. And I'm a big proponent. I'm a sucker. I'm I'm a I guess if you will um a pushover sometimes when it comes to family and friends. So I love my family. Everybody's family has their quirks. Like me and my dad didn't get along, and still kind of don't. I don't call him. He doesn't call me. Sometimes he calls me, but we don't hang out. Um, Rough childhood. My dad worked a lot. My dad had a rough childhood. Um, my dad was. I wouldn't say he wasn't a good kid, but reasons behind it, he was beat as a child. Hence the reason why he moved out of his house and moved in with his grandparents. I don't know a lot about my dad's history. He doesn't really talk about it. All I know is that it was a rough life for him and his family. Um, my dad worked really hard to pay bills and pay for my hobbies until about I was 12, and then I started working myself. Uh, and my mom, God bless her, she's she's straight up from the county up north from Fort Kent near the Canadian border. Nice lady, uh, big heart, and yeah, I mean, as much as you would think a son would want to call his mother, um, I don't really call my mom that much. I don't know why. I've never been a big person to call people, and but I lived at home until about 26, and then I moved out and moved back in for a good solid year, and then moved back out. So I was there for my mom through a lot of stuff. Hence the reason why I stayed until I was 26. I didn't want to leave. I feared for my mom's safety. My dad, my dad's an alcoholic, and went through a lot of rough patches, and I was there to stick up for her. She's left many times since I've left, and she's currently back there. But you know, verbal abuse is just as bad as physical abuse. It really takes a toll on people. So this whole world needs to start being more nicer. I guess this is probably no word. Please don't correct my grammar. Um, I know I don't use the right pronouns and verbs and whatnot sometimes. Um, but guys, the people need to be nicer to people nowadays, especially with people with disabilities. I was picked on a lot throughout my years. Um, I was in the resource room. I went to resource because I sucked at math. I needed extra attention. Um, I wasn't that great of a reader, so I needed more attention there. And those were my weak points. But now, getting older, I've picked up on a lot of things. I'm actually really good at writing reports and articulating things. And I really actually really enjoy writing. Um, I like telling stories. As you can tell, I love to talk. So I'm a talker. And I'm not gonna sit here and bore you. I'm at 17 minutes now. If you guys want more, please, share with your friends and let's get this out there. People want to talk. People need to talk. People want to know more things about my life or the life of being in law enforcement. I'd be more than happy to sit and chat, create more videos. I really enjoy people. This is my calling, and this is what I love to do. So, like, share, and subscribe. I don't have a Facebook page. I just have this YouTube channel I'm just starting. If you guys want me to create Snapchats, I don't have an Instagram, but I'd be more than happy to start. So, if you guys could do me a solid, like, share, and subscribe. Love y'all. Stay safe.